What's up, Internet? I'm here with my buddy Nick, and we're here at this super awesome homestead, like permaculture style homestead and garden that, he's been cultivating for, God, like 10 years now. It's been here for that long.
Yeah.
And I would say like 9-ish years ago, I helped him out, and we put in together a design for some of this space, and he's just grows all kinds of fruit trees. It's become one of the coolest spaces that I love going to, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
This is like your front yard facing the street, and it's in a little bit of like a hilly area. So there was like this decline down, and one of the first things that we did was we put in like a swale here, and we kind of terraced it. It's not like fully terraced, but there's like dragon fruit growing. I mean, you could walk us through, man. Like, what you got going on?
Yeah, man. Honestly, I really have to say thank you so much, Tony, for helping me design this place. Because if it wasn't for you, I would have planted stuff in such a disarray. I feel like managing it and planning it early makes it so much easier to manage later on,
For sure,
so like, when it comes to all these things, we had the idea of having these hedgerows, right?
Yeah.
Spacing them about like 2 to 3 feet apart, depending on the trees. These are all Suriname cherries, so there's a hedge of different varieties of Suriname cherries. If you know what those are like, they call them like a spicy cherry, and they're a tropical cherry that looks like a Chinese lantern. Really pretty, super nice.
Oh, yeah. And you got different varieties here, right?
Yeah, different varieties. I think there's like 5 or 6 in this row.
Are these going to start blooming soon, or?
They will, yeah.
Okay.
They have fruited a little bit, but they're slow to grow, slow to fruit, so they'll take a while.
Yeah.
But some of them have fruited like 1 or 2.
Awesome.
But yeah, so the thing I like to highlight is that when the winter comes, I'll take rainwater and siphon it from the street, filter it out
there's like
into the swale
down here.
Yeah, so I do a lot of saving on water because of the design and how it is with the how the land grades down.
This is the swale right here.
It's all gravity fed.
Right into it. Ugh.
Yeah, all gravity fed. We got some new stuff here. Mango I planted and pineapple guavas.
Pineapple guava, aka the Feijoa. Nice fun thing about these is that this is the flower, right? And this is where the fruit comes. You got these little pistils right here, or not pistils, these are, I can't remember what these are called. It's like the little...
Petals?
Petals, yeah, petals. I'm not kidding. But these are edible, and they taste like juicy fruit bubblegum to me.
Yep.
I like them. But yeah.
Super good.
You're saying, Nick? You got the dragon fruit here, and they're on their...
Yeah, so shout out to Don Burnett in Long Beach. He had this huge dragon fruit collection that he had donated essentially to the yard. And it's so many different varieties. That was a Cinnaspinus right there, sugar dragon. There's some even seedling varieties that he had grown from seed.
I see some flowers on there, but we'll get into the flowers and the fruit. But yeah, go on, you were saying.
So there's just a lot of different rare varieties here, unique varieties even that you can't find anywhere else. So really lucky to have it.
That's how we met, was through the California Rare Fruit Growers, right?
Yep.
And you got white sapotes here. I feel like of the plants that we've planted, those have grown the most. I mean, this one looks like it's just been liberated because there was a tree here that got cut. But that guy right there, they're getting huge. There's like a little pine tree that's hiding behind them. But these white sapotes, these are what I'm most excited to see in like, if this is year 9, I'm really curious to see what they look like in year like 15.
They're huge.
Year 18.
Yeah, they get huge.
These will become like the size of those pines there, and they'll just be raining white sapotes down. White sapotes are amazing. They're one of my favorite fruits,
I actually freeze dried some of it last year. It came out really good.
Awesome.
Kind of like a cracker, sapote cracker.
Yeah, you got a freeze dryer.
Yeah.
You were telling me about that. That's like a really cool invention. I watched some videos about like freeze dryers and stuff. And it had me thinking about like if you could freeze dry things to take on your adventures, which is super awesome.
Oh yeah.
But here's some of the fruit set, man, you were talking about, because you said that you were you were telling me that you've been fertilizing this with water from your natural pool / fish pond, and you're just getting crazy amounts of blooms.
Yeah.
So that's what these things are. I mean, these look like stuff out of like Super Mario, man. Like the little cactus.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
So yeah, honestly, this year has been the best fruit set I've ever had because I've just been pouring pond muck on them as much as they can handle. But yeah, it's just I haven't done any pollinating this year either, which usually I'll have to do some self-pollinating, come out here at night, vacuum up pollen, hand pollinate. But this year I have not done not one, and they've had such a good fruit set. It's awesome.
So the bees or something else have been active. I mean, they say that bees aren't really good for pollinating dragon fruit because dragon fruit normally blooms at night, but there's a little bit of overlap. Like these can open like in the last hours of sunset when there's still bees flying around. Definitely seen bees in open dragon fruit flowers.
You just have to have enough of them open at one time, and then it's, you know.
Get the timings on?
Yeah.
Remind me what these guys are.
These are Jaboticabas.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're different varieties leading down. Sabara, I think 2 Sabaras actually. One's a fuzzy Jaboticaba, one's a grimmel, one's a white, and one's a yellow.
What makes the Jaboticadas so interesting and cool is that they bear their fruits on the trunk. Like they got these fruits that come up on the trunk, like in these areas, and the fruit they have is like, it's like a super grape.
Tropical grape, really tasty. Kind of like a lychee flavor, I feel like, you know, a bit. Yeah, just really good. If you've had them, you know. But usually in Florida more. Here they grow much slower than.
For sure, yeah. I remember planting these and they were smaller. It took a while to jog the memory. It's like, oh yeah, that's right, that's what those were.
Yeah.
But you have a corner over there on that side of the house.
Yeah.
That was like really productive, and you got some of the more traditional fruits that people are used to. So I feel like this is like the exotics corner, and this is the workhorse. So you got like a nice fig over there. Looks like it's just starting to develop. This like amber, Japanese amber tree, or was this like a Japanese maple?
Japanese maple,
like this is one of the things that remains from the original landscape from when you first got the place.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's cool that it remains. It's a really cool looking tree. Also, I'll point out this cool thing, these are epiphytic cactuses. And I think there was a story.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a story about how you got those too, right?
Yep, that came from Don Burnett as well. I have a crazy big collection
they're all
of them.
hanging everywhere. It's so
gorgeous cool. Flowers come off of them, and they're really awesome.
Yeah, this is the deciduous fruit fruit corner. You got like plums, pluots. This is a peach right here.
Yep.
Yeah, and these are ripe right now. We were just tasting them. They're awesome.
This is the lowest part of the yard, so I planted the stuff that needs a little bit of chill hours. And, you know, when it gets colder in this area, it does well to get a good fruit set when you have those chill hours.
Which makes sense, because it's like the lowest part, and you're like, I mean, I think that way is north, right? Isn't it?
Yes,
that way is north. So yeah, it's the lowest part of the yard on the northeastern corner of the house. And you got this wall here, and you got the neighbor's house. So this really only gets a lot of light, like what we're seeing now, in summer. In winter, this thing is completely shaded and it's completely cool, and you know, that's really good for these deciduous plants. Oh, these are like plueries, aren't they?
Plueries, yeah. It's called a sweet tree pleury. There's like 2 pleuries in here. I think four apricot plum crosses. Pluots, and then there's also a Piocotum, which is like peach, plum, apricot cross, which I've only had 1 fruit off of it. I think I need another pollinator for it, but just really, you know, try to get more interesting, like lesser known varieties of fruit, you know what I mean? But they're really delicious. They're amazing.
Interesting thing about these plants, like you hear about these peach cherry hybrids or plueries, and like peach apricot hybrids. They're able to make these hybrids because technically all of these plants, plums, apricots, peaches, nectarines, almonds, they're all from the same species of plant originally. So like when those plants were growing in the wild, they were pretty closely related to each other. And at some point, just over the course of human civilization, you know, different people like domesticated them and planted them. And that's where they got a little differentiated from each other, but they could still cross with each other. And that's what has been happening in like modern plant breeding, and why there's, I mean, they call them like interspecific or not inter, I don't remember the exact word, but it's like in the nature, like a cherry and a plum would not normally cross, even though they're genetically capable of it. And it's primarily just because like the plum's flower is differently shaped from the cherry's flower, or the pollen's differently shaped or whatever. But with science and laboratory techniques, they're able to to get them to cross and make a seed like in a lab and then create
tissue culture and all that.
Yeah, tissue culture, all kinds of different stuff, and make like such a wide variety of different fruits, it's called the Prunus genus. Yeah, Prunus genus. But yeah, this is a cool little corner, man. And this is awesome. These guys are, it's the middle of summer right now, so it makes sense that they're crushing it. You got a walnut here too. Does this thing produce, or are you trying to get rid of it?
So the walnut, I keep it really low. It used to be a lot bigger, but the reason why, it does produce some fruit. It's a green walnut, but it also, it pushes this chemical called juglone into the soil. So it tends to affect things growing under it or close by trees. It'll attack them. It's a natural sort of deterrent in nature, right? But one thing that you can grow next to juglone is pawpaw trees.
So, you got the pawpaws here?
Yeah, and they're still really small.
I'm going to try to go to a pawpaw festival when I'm in the Midwest.
I'd love to see that. I'll keep look out for that. But yeah, so the pawpaws are something that's resistant to juglone. They also like a bit of shade when they're earlier on.
Long term, are you thinking about keeping this guy? Do you think you might get rid of it?
You know, the problem with getting rid of it is that if you cut it down, it starts to sprout out of the roots everywhere. So it becomes a bigger problem than if you were just to leave it alone, keep it small, let it
sounds like getting rid of it isn't as simple. It's like a project.
But I also make just on a side note, I'll make a walnut walnut alcohol out of it. Actually, you get green walnuts, you soak them in some sugar and some alcohol, and it creates like this walnut liqueur essentially. So I'll do that once in a while.
So this is another part of the original landscaping, walnut liqueur. Liqueur. Oh, liqueur. I just realized what you're saying. But this is also part of the house's original landscaping, and it's a neat little corner. You got this little Cycad philodendron. I mean, you have a Monstera here, right?
Yeah, there's a Monstera that's actually fruiting too. I got a few fruits off this year, and these will fruit next year.
Oh yeah, look at that Monstera fruit.
Yeah, they're so good. I don't know if you guys have had them. This thing is really
delicious, but it's also kind of finicky. You have to get it perfectly ripe in order to eat it. If it's not perfectly ripe, it tastes like you're eating shards of glass.
It's true. It's true.
But yeah, we'll go around and if you guys think this front yard is epic, wait till you see this backyard. This backyard is ridiculous. Like, it is so freaking cool. You got more dragon fruit stands over here, and you also got some pretty cool like cacti in general. Is that an Ocotillo? That looks like an Ocotillo to me.
Yep.
That is a really cool plant from like the Arizona desert. Really neat like landscaping thing that you see up in the deserts. It's interesting that you chose to put one here, man. You just like the look of it, or?
I like it, honestly. Yeah. It's just like a piece that's kind of in the front, attracts an eye. So
yeah, it's like a living sculpture.
Yeah,
cool cacti here. More of the dragon fruit collection you're talking about, Don Burnett.
Yeah,
like a dragon fruit
and
cacti.
Epiphyllum. Yeah,
and this is like his epiphyllum. Was it epiphyllum?
Epiphyllums. Yeah,
epiphyllum. Forget the proper pronunciation. We had another buddy, Donovan, who was breeding these with dragon fruit, and I think he's still working on that.
It was tough. They did get a few of them. Some are tasty, but it's hard. I guess they're a little bit too far in genetics off to.
I see. To really, and got some avocados in here.
Yeah,
this is another really cool looking
candelabra.
Cactus. Or this a Euphorbia, right?
Yeah, Euphorbia. Yeah. It makes like firecrackers in summer.
Whoa.
It's very unique. It's got. It's got those weird leaves on it. I think they call it a candelabra. So it's super cool.
It's epiphyllum, or not epiphyllums, what was it? Euphorbias.
Yes.
And cacti are an example of like convergent evolution, I think that's what they call it, when two completely unrelated things both evolve towards the same form.
Interesting.
Because if you look at it from a distance, most people would think, oh, that's a cactus, but it's actually not. It's a euphorbia. And the euphorbias it's like cacti are from the New World. Euphorbias are from the Old World.
Interesting.
Like a lot of euphorbias come from Africa and stuff.
I know you can't eat them. I know you'll get sick.
Yeah, they're very toxic. Here's another neat little pond like this.
Yeah, this is the Goldfish Pond. So this was originally the koi pond. The reason why I've let the horsetail grow so much is because you can make a tea and brew a tea out of it.
Yeah.
So I've just kind of like let it take over.
When you say tea, is that like for human consumption or for fertilizer?
No, for human consumption.
Human consumption as well, really.
Yeah, if you look it up, like back in Roman times, they drank it a lot during that time for all different ailments. It has a very high amount of silica in it. So yeah, so
well, that's the thing I knew about. That's why it was like a good for making a fertilizer tea. But I hadn't known that it was used for making like a human consumption tea. So you brew tea out of this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? How often do you drink it? You don't mind me asking.
Honestly, it's not something. There's so many different teas for me to choose from, whether it's mint, like I'd say a couple times a month. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
how's it taste? Is it kind of bitter or?
It's not bad. It's got a little bit of an earthy taste to it, but it's not bad. If you mix it with some other teas, it makes it more palatable and
you got
not too crazy.
A passion fruit. I mean, this is more of like a decorative passion fruit climbing on here. It looks nice.
Yeah, this is not
that looks
for
like
fruit.
taro in there.
Yeah, there's taro plants growing in there. Yeah, this is just kind of the mellow one, like 1.0 of the pond. Got some goldfish in there.
Well, we're about to see pond 2.0, right? Little old greenhouse, more for storage. It's a nice little. This is like the dog area, right? The dog runs around. Yeah. Really awesome sitting area. I remember when there was a tree where these bananas are. That tree came down.
Yeah.
Cleared things out.
Yeah,
and this is like pond 2.0.
This is pond 2.0.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Look at this thing. This is like a natural pond. You got plants growing in it. You got
still
fish.
Under construction. Honestly, I'm still working on some aspects of it, but when it comes to the filtration and everything, and it's kind of hard to see even maybe through camera, but the water is so clear. It's it's really great if you want to swim, even to drink. Honestly, it's not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a 2-year-old daughter, so I wanted to make sure that I don't know if people know this, but there's a lot of with chlorine pools, you absorb a lot of that through your skin. So having my daughter come and play in water that's not gonna affect her endocrine system, and so
you heard that's what you've been seeing, right?
Yeah.
And chlorine affects the endocrine system.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, just the glandular system. It's always trying to filter all that stuff out. But yeah, so it's kind of hard to see, but there's about 8 koi in there. They're growing huge, really fast.
They're little minnows and stuff, or those are like mosquito fish.
Yep.
Yeah, mosquito fish, and you can kind of see the koi down there. Yeah, this is. So natural ponds push a button for me personally. I love natural ponds. I've always loved that you were doing this. I know for some years this was just empty, and I think you were still in a brainstorming phase. But to see it come to fruition now. And yeah, this is so awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, go on. You were going to say.
No, I mean, I just, all around encompassing, like I use the fish muck for fertilizer. It's such a great source of.
Where does the fish muck get collected, if you don't mind me asking?
It gets collected throughout the deep end, which is a pretty deep pool. It's like 8 feet.
Okay.
So when it goes in the deep end, I'll take this pool hose right here, if you can see on the ground. I'll connect it to it's like a tool, suction tool. And then I'll just use siphoning and gravity to start the siphon through my pump, siphon it all to the trees and clean it out that way. I'll even put it in some of these, like if it's real thick and dirty, I'll put it into these blue gallons, let it settle down, and then take all the really thick mucky stuff from the bottom and concentrate it essentially.
Awesome.
So that's how
So, and that system's working out pretty well for you?
Yeah. It's a little more labor intensive at this moment. I added some more filtration for it. And also, I think really adding the cover over it will be a lot easier to just make it crystal clear like the other one was. You know what I mean? Because I got it, I achieved it there, and that has no pump. That has all it has is aeration, and it's just crystal clear water. So this is, I'm trying to make it an energy efficient alternative to regular pools.
Well, you're going to show me like what was going on with your energy system here. Oh, and this is my hydro system. This is my lettuce grow hydro system that I'm basically letting you borrow and use while I'm on the road.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
I'm really looking forward to see how you put this to work, like what you grow in it. I've primarily grown lettuces, but it sounds like, Nick, you might try doing like peppers and tomatoes and other stuff. I'll be curious to see how that works.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so you were saying about, this is like your little potted garden.
Yeah, so I refrained from getting solar in the house because I hear all the horror stories of how people get it and it's not really worth it to them in the end with the cost of it and all that. So I built my own kind of solar, makeshift solar system. And I use the Delta Pros out here because
I feel like the biggest worry point of getting solar on your house is someone screwing up your roof. Right.
And I have an older roof. This house was built in the late 70s.
Yeah.
So it needs to be replaced. It's still good. It doesn't leak, but I didn't want to put another.
Oh, dude, that would be horrible if you got solar and then you had to replace the roof. It's like you have to like undo the work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that
but
was
anyway,
the
you're
downside.
saying so you got the solar system.
So so I got the solar system. It's called a Delta Pro by EcoFlow.
Yeah.
They're essentially very quiet generators that are also inverters and run off solar. I have this and an extra battery back there, and
there's a second battery?
Yeah, there is. There's an extra battery.
That's awesome. Holy crap.
So this system runs the pond, especially during the day. Sometimes it gets a little bit.
And these are where the solar panels are.
Yeah, these are where the solar panels are. Yeah, that one and that one right there. I'm gonna run a line down there so there's more room, and I'm gonna clear out this area, but
are you thinking that when you build your shade structure over the pool, you just put these panels on the shade structure?
You know what? No, because it's just going to be a cloth, like a mesh,
Okay,
real simple. But eventually, I'd like to do that. Eventually, I'd like to kind of enclose this pool, make it sort of half indoor pool, if that makes sense.
A pool inside of a greenhouse.
We talked about this,
That is a fantasy of mine. Have a pool inside of a greenhouse.
Tony's idea.
Pool.
Tony's idea.
I mean, it's like having a pool in your greenhouse house.
Yeah.
Your house that is a greenhouse, because who doesn't want to be surrounded by plants? Who doesn't want to have like a swimming pond? You could like swim with your own fish.
So a quick highlight, the bees from all around come in here to drink water and replenish themselves constantly. If you can look, they're like all day long, especially at nighttime, they're always coming, and I
hope the Action Pro 5 is picking them up.
Yeah, they're landing on the water hyacinth, which is a little bit peaked right now because it's a little too much sun. But yeah, they're landing on the water hyacinth, drinking. See, look at all the bees like just hanging out and doing their thing. Awesome. So that's one of the benefits of the natural pool too, is you kind of like help the ecology of the your local area, whether it's the bees or birds. They always come, and it's just nice to have that aspect of it too.
Yeah. Why have a regular pool with a ton of chemicals?
Yeah.
And you can have a natural pool.
Right.
This also looks like container gardens. That's a cherimoya right there. One of my favorite fruits.
Yep.
And you still got this whole other like garden and orchard down here. Oh, look at all the dragon fruits. You could see them getting a little bit of sun bleach, but it doesn't seem to be bothering them that badly.
Yeah, I
like these cherry tomatoes here. May I try one?
Yo, go for it. Yeah, they turn yellow a bit, but they come back really fast. In the winter, they'll turn green again.
Very good.
So another really quick thing, I planted the marigolds next to the tomatoes because they attract a parasitic wasp that kills the tomato hornworm larva. Before since I've had this last year I had really bad problems with the tomatoes. This year they're doing really amazing, and not one hornworm have I seen on them. So it's working.
Awesome. Very practical gardening tip there. Marigolds. There was a movie I watched when I was a kid, always stuck out in my mind. I think it was the very first movie I'd ever seen that was set in India, and it was called Monsoon Wedding.
Okay.
And the main character, there was just this recurring theme. Like there must have been like 5 or 6 different shots of the main character doing this while he was thinking. But he would eat marigold flowers.
Okay.
Like the full flower, just like eat it. Which I've never tried that yet, but apparently they're edible.
For
so
sure.
Here we're in the lower part of the garden. You can see the retaining wall that holds back that natural pool. And look at this. This is a big ass pineapple guava.
Yeah.
I mean, Feijoa. Like when I think about it, I feel like we should really just be calling them Feijoas instead of pineapple guavas, right?
True.
Because it feels like
they're not even a true guava.
They're not a true guava. Yeah. And it almost kind of like sells them short in a way. Like you're using another fruit to describe what they are. What they really are.
Yeah.
And Feijoa is also cool to say. But yeah, go on.
This is a notable mention. It's a physical graffiti. A variety of dragon fruit. Look at the fruit set on it, man. Look at how many already.
This is a fruit set. Is this a flower that's about to open?
That's a flower that's about to open.
Flower about to open.
Yep.
But yeah, these totally look like, I think some people watching might see these and think of like the cactus plants in Super Mario. Specifically, I think of like Super Mario RPG. Did you ever play that when you were a kid on Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Super Mario RPG.
Oh, yeah.
Like there were like cactus things in like the desert level. It really reminds me, like the fruits on these. But yeah, sure. Physical graffiti, man. Awesome.
I got to take care of some of the mustard grass, and some of these weeds I actually process for fertilizer. I'll process. So it's just the time to get done
that
right
mulberry.
now.
monster.
That's a Pakistani mulberry. They're like this long. Maybe we could try to find one or two on there.
They might have some already?
Well, actually, it's the end of the season. They've been there for a long time. So this is like just the end.
I bet they've been raining down for a while then, huh?
Man, there's so many. It's overwhelming. I almost get sick of them because there's just so many of them. But I did make some.
You ever try to make preserves? Oh, jam.
Yeah, I did make some jam.
And you got a lemon tree here.
Yeah, they're all gone. Dang. Yeah. Yeah, I got a lemon tree.
Avocado.
So
here's another really neat amber.
Yeah, nice. it's a Chinese or Japanese maple.
Yeah,
sorry,
excuse me.
But yeah, so I'm very much like to plant things close together. Dave Wilson trees, Tom Spellman. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but he has he has videos where he teaches backyard orchard culture, which means that basically you're planting things together so they, it gets a little cold. We're up in the mountains a little bit here, so it gets a little colder in the winter. It snows here even once a year usually.
I've seen snowfall like on on those hills up there.
Yeah, and it snowed here
in the street too. Yeah,
and like I have videos. It
doesn't stick, but you just see it falling.
Right. But yeah, so it's the trees are able to harmonize with each other through mycelium in the ground. They just do really a lot better when they're planted a little close together, especially certain varieties. Of course, you don't want to do everything close together. You don't want to plant a mulberry next to a dragon fruit or something like that. That would make sense.
Also, just for having a nice space, you get this like nice little closed canopy kind of feeling right here. I mean, look at the shade. Like you could have a chair. You could have a chair here and just like read. Veg out.
There's a chair right there.
Oh, there you go. You sit and read there.
Yeah.
Or your mom does.
Yeah. So we got like different varieties of cherimoya. Four different varieties here.
This is right here.
And this is something you gave me too, actually, is the pigeon
highly recommend if you ever get a chance to try cherimoyas, do it. They're amazing. There's flower set on here.
Already, right?
Yeah, that's...
And in Vista, there are a bunch of fruit that are still on the trees too, so...
You were saying about this pea.
This is something
yeah, I remember giving these to you. This is like a pigeon pea. You eat these, right?
Yeah, I do.
You process them?
Yeah, I do. But also, they're just a great nitrogen fixer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they send
good
nitrogen
fixing tree. So
let them regrow every year.
You got certain plants that are able to get nitrogen from the atmosphere, and they're kind of like the building block of the whole plant ecology, because that's a relatively rare trait. And until we invented nitrogen fertilizers, that's where all of the nitrogen nutrient, which more often than not is the limiting nutrient, came from.
Oh yeah.
Got some water here.
This I pumped out of the pond into here. And
mosquito fish are in there.
Yeah, they just the babies came from there. They got pumped down here. I don't know. But so all the muck is settled to the bottom. I just have to siphon off the top and it's ready to go.
Sweet.
That's a longan right there, dragon eye.
I thought I recognized it.
Yeah, I got fruit set on it too. There's quite a bit of fruit on it.
Look at that bloom right there. Boom.
There's like another 3 different cherimoyas and 2 different adamoyas over here in this area. There's this amazing tangerine. It was here when I got here. It was just like
this guy right here.
Yeah, it's seedless. It's so good. That's like my favorite tangerine. Star fruit right here that's died and come back. Cherimoya behind it.
This little stick, huh?
Yeah.
Have you've gotten actual fruits off of this?
I have,
you?
yeah.
So in the Philippines they call it bilimbing, I think.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, more cherimoyas.
Mexican cream guavas. This is the guava section. There's like 8 different guavas here. Mexican cream guavas. There's red strawberry guava, yellow strawberry guava.
Is that through?
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Sorry.
There's a white Hawaiian guava called White Diamonds. There's pink guava. And there's this one that just randomly came from Home Depot. In one of the Mexican guavas, it just randomly sprouted another tree out of it. So there's another, like, I don't even know what it is, honestly. I don't know. But it's really good.
Awesome.
This is a black sapote, another notable mention.
Have you gotten fruits off of this black sapote?
I have a ton of fruits, actually.
Yeah.
And now I have a black sapote in the house right now from Vista. I'll give it to you to take. I'll give it to you.
Interesting.
So you can open it
Looking
with
forward
your
to trying that.
Yeah.
And then you got the little shady corner of the yard back there. I remember there were like a pine hedge, right? Or is it a cedar hedge or something?
There's a patch of sugarcane I planted in the back corner there. because we got the sugarcane juicer. We do that, and then egg fruit.
My man has a sugarcane juicer and a freeze dryer. Yeah. That's awesome.
We have a lot of fun with making our own stuff that's just like all organic, no pesticides. You know how it is.
Curious, have you ever tried making like a beef jerky in the freeze dryer?
I don't think beef jerky does that well, to be honest.
Really?
I think no, because the problem is if it's fatty and all, fat doesn't freeze dry well, and sugar like honey is like impossible to freeze dry. Certain things. So you have to kind of play with it.
Freeze dried. I've seen freeze dried candy.
Oh yeah. It depends on what kind of candy, but for the most part, like it just depends. You got to play with it a little bit and figure out what works.
For sure.
Yeah.
So you're saying the sugar cane's back there, and I see some sugar cane here too, kind of running along.
Yep. It's grapefruit right here. I mean, everything's kind of, it's hard to tell because everything's kind of close together, but when it's all filled out, it really does keep the ground cooler. It keeps weeds from growing even as much as, like there's so many different benefits to having the mulching layer and all that stuff. I'm sure you've talked with your patrons about it.
Well, it's really cool that the engine for this growing, I mean, it sounds like most of your fertility you're getting from your pond muck.
Yeah. So much.
Which is super interesting.
Yeah, so much to gain from having it. And I really like, things in harmony where you're like killing two birds with one stone, whether it comes to watering with the rainwater or watering with the pond water. It's like, fertilizer is expensive these days. Everything's expensive these days. So it tends to, you have to find creative ways to offset that cost. So
does water from your roof, like the gutters, it rolls down here? Or it goes right into the pool, right?
No. I actually have it going down on the side here, and it feeds this area.
Is that what this hose is here, or is it a different hose?
It's a different one, but
is it that black hose I see in the distance?
Yeah.
Can we check it out?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to see honestly because it's in the back corner, underneath all of these hedge.
Oh, okay.
But it's feeding this hedge, and it also cruises comes down this way as well.
Because I can see it above ground there, like it's daylighted right there.
Yeah, this is one of them that comes from here, but that's just this is kind of like off the beaten path one. The one that comes mainly is back there, buried.
I see. So that gets all the rain off of your rooftop there. So when it does rain, it comes down here, and it just like kind of flood irrigates this whole yard.
Yep.
Which is awesome. Super awesome, man. I love this homestead. I love what you've been doing with the place.
Thank you, brother.
I love the natural pool.
I honestly owe a lot of it to you, Tony. Thank you so much. I try to thank you all the time anyways, but if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have it the way it is. So thank you so much.
Dude, I appreciate that, man. So cool. A magnolia and banana patch right there. What banana is that, by the way?
That one's a Java ice cream banana. Yeah, blue Java.
How often would you say you're able to get a bunch off of that little patch?
It takes like, it has to fruit at the right time. So they kind of have to start getting in harmony with the seasons depending on where you are. But I've had, the Namois on the front. I've had so many flushes. This one's going to fruit this year. I'm going to throw a bunch of pond muck on it right now and just like get it going. But that banana variety, if you guys haven't had it, I definitely recommend it. It grows really well.
Right?
Yeah, really well in Southern California. The banana is really tasty.
And the last thing I'll point out is like this little view. It's so nice being here in the foothills, man. It's badass.
Thanks for coming, Tony.
It's an awesome place. I always love coming here, and I love that we were able to work on this together. And I love just seeing it grow over the years. It's so cool. I can't wait to see what it's like when I get back.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
Thank you, brother.
So I just left my buddy Nick's house. He's got an amazing homestead. I just recorded a video with him where he walked through, did like a tour, and that was so awesome. His place is so freaking cool. He's got a natural pool. He's grown and planted so many things there over the years, and I just think back on like the 10 years or so that I've been friends with him and known him and been seeing his place and helping him like set it up and plant it up and stuff. And that's like, it's awesome. It's awesome to look back on memories like that, and also to think and look forward and see what some of his trees are going to look like when I get back from this trip. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about this trip, but I'm also really excited to for time to do its thing and to see how things change as I get back, or when I come back and what things are going to be different. Friends' places, Southern California, all this sort of stuff. Just like the march of time is crazy, you know? It's crazy.